Morning came quietly. No alarms, no rush. Just light creeping through the window and the weight of everything unsaid pressing on her chest. Sweetness sat up slowly. She opened another message. A document Ethan had sent earlier that morning. No long explanations. No drama. Just files. Names. Dates. Signatures. Her parents' names. Her name. Her breath caught. She scrolled slowly, carefully, like she was afraid the truth would disappear if she moved too fast. A trust, an account, assets frozen for years, inactive, waiting, waiting for her. Tears filled her eyes. Not because of the money, but because of what it meant. Her parents hadn't died empty-handed. They had died protecting something, protecting her. Everything suddenly made sense, because the file she had opened wasn't just information, it was proof. The file wasn't money, it wasn't power, it was evidence. Her parents had been auditors, quiet ones. They worked behind the scenes for years, tracking illegal money movements tied to powerful people, hiding under charities, companies, and family foundations. When they realized what they'd uncovered, they did the smartest thing they could do. They didn't report it immediately. They locked it. And they locked it to the one thing nobody could steal: their daughter's legal identity. Sweetness was the key because the file could only be released if she was alive. She was an adult. She opened it willingly, not hacked, not forced, not stolen. That's why they watched her. That's why they waited. And Auntie Sophia? She wasn't innocent. She and her husband James had been paid to stay close, not to hurt Sweetness, but to make sure the file was never opened, to keep her comfortable, dependent, uncurious. They didn't expect Sweetness to run. They didn't expect Ethan. The moment Sweetness opened the file, something irreversible happened. Automatic backups were sent to journalists, to international financial investigators, to agencies her parents had secretly listed years ago. That same night, phones rang, accounts froze, doors were kicked in. Auntie Sophia woke up to police at her gate. James tried to talk, tried to explain, but greed doesn't sound smart when evidence is loud. They weren't arrested for hurting Sweetness. They were arrested for helping criminals hide for years. And the people who were watching Sweetness, they didn't run. They were exposed. By morning, Sweetness was no longer useful to anyone, because once the truth is public, the hunt ends. Maya brought her breakfast again. This time, Sweetness actually ate. Maya watched her carefully. "So, it's really over?" Sweetness nodded slowly. "Yes, for real." Maya exhaled like she'd been holding her breath for months. Then she smiled. "Good, because I was tired of sleeping with one eye open." They laughed, and for the first time it didn't feel forced. Ethan didn't disappear. He didn't need to. Weeks later, when everything had settled, they met again, quietly, normally. No danger, no secrets. Just two people who survived the same storm from different sides. "You're free now," Ethan said. Sweetness shook her head gently. "No, I'm finished. There's a difference." They didn't fall in love immediately. They healed first. But love has a way of growing where fear once lived. So months later, Sweetness had her own place, a job she chose, a life that finally belonged to her. Ethan visited often, stayed longer each time, until one night, as they sat quietly together, Sweetness said softly, "You didn't save me." Ethan looked at her. "You stayed long enough for me to save myself." He smiled. That's when he knew. 1 year later, they stood on the bridge again, not because it scared her, but because it no longer did. Sweetness leaned into him. "My parents died protecting the truth," she said. "And because of them, nobody else will." Ethan kissed her forehead. "They'd be proud of you." She smiled. She finally believed that too. Maya called later that night. "So?" she teased. "Are you finally living a normal life?" Sweetness laughed. "Yes," she said. "And this time, it's real."